I'm Capitol Television's Dave Barber, today coming to you from the third floor of the Rhode Island State House in a segment we call Capitol Spotlight. We essentially put the spotlight on a member of the General Assembly and discuss some of the things they've been working on and its impact on you, the Rhode Island citizen. We are very, very pleased to welcome back a woman that we've interviewed many times, and she's always gracious in coming on with us to answer our questions, the Honorable State Representative Pat Serpa. Representative, it is great to see you again.
Hi, Dave, and it's good to be back again.
Well, I know you and your colleagues have been very busy this session, but obviously a big, important item that is on everybody's agenda is creating jobs in Rhode Island and making it easier to do business in Rhode Island. I know in January we covered the SBA Summit in January, and there was recently a follow-up to that SBA meeting that you attended. Tell us about that and how did it go?
The breakfast went very well. As you indicated, it was a follow-up breakfast. It was attended by Leader Mattiello, myself, Senator Lynch, and Senator Miller. This was to provide the attendees of the January Small Business Summit an update of the bills that they indicated were of importance to them for passage during this legislative session. So there was much give and take. I sensed an air of positive attitude in the room for a change, and that was heartening, to tell you the truth.
Well, I think that small business people in our state have to be pleased because you're certainly sending the message that you're listening, that you're establishing this dialogue with the SBA. What kinds of things are they still telling you?
Well, first of all, they're eternally grateful that both the House and the Senate leadership, especially during the last 2 years, have been open and invited them to the table to express their concerns and for us to be open to their solutions. A number of their issues, basically most of their issues, are related around the tax climate and the regulatory climate in the state. One concern of theirs is that we not undo the income tax reform that we implemented just last year. There were several accountants in attendance who do believe that we need to let that play out for a full year before we even begin to tinker with it. And even though the deadline for filing, as you know, is April 15, there are late filers who file as late as June or July, so I really can't see us making any changes to that personal income tax code during this legislative assembly. We assured the group that the Department of Revenue is monitoring these returns, and if adjustments are needed, I know that they will make it to the General Assembly that will convene in January. And then to speak to the second part of your question, their other big concern naturally continues to be the regulations that really do impede business here in the state of Rhode Island.
And if you can eliminate some of those stumbling blocks, that can promote business. And when you can promote business and create jobs, that makes a lot of the other economic problems go away.
And you're absolutely right. And the other interesting part of this is that there were a number of lenders in attendance at that breakfast meeting last week. And Leader Mattiello asked for a show of hands, and I got a sense of their willingness to lend now and their willingness to provide access to capital for some of those in attendance. And in fact, we do have a bill on the House side, and I've asked Senator Erin Lynch to put in the Senate companion to look at for every department to look at every single rule and regulation, and before we implement it, to determine a fiscal impact on small existing businesses or small businesses who want to set up shop here in the state.
And how is the other legislation moving along, like that bill that would authorize the Department of Labor and Training to authorize some job matching? Is there other stuff in the funnel right now in terms of legislation that's pro-business?
All bills in the House and in the Senate, we have what we call, as you know, companion bills. All bills have had hearings. We expect several of them to begin to come to the respective floors for votes. So I'm very confident that we're going to be able to pass a package of small business bills that's important to this particular community.
Well, I know, again, that's got to be music to small business here in Rhode Island, because everybody seems to agree that the future of job creation in our state will certainly center on small business. Representative Serpa, thank you for giving our viewers an update on that small business follow-up. And again, I know you'll be keeping us informed as to further developments as the session continues to unfold. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
And most importantly, thanks to you for watching from the third floor of the Rhode Island State House. I'm Capitol TV's Dave Barber.